Hello everyone. Today my group want to present a research about pros and cons of online learning among PMM students. First of all, I would like to introduce my group members. First, Kirthika anak perempuan Arivendran. Second, Dinesh anak lelaki Viramani. Third, ANAMIKA anak perempuan LACHUMANAN. And lastly, I'm Sarmila anak perempuan Thirumany. Basically, we have 6 contents that we want to discuss, which are introduction, objective, personal data of respondents, graphs and charts, and lastly, conclusion for this research.
According to the World Health Organization, the coronavirus started on December 2019. After variation in case detection, definition, and laboratory testing, the coronavirus has been confirmed. The COVID-19 has resulted in schools shut all across the world. As a result, education has changed dramatically with the distinctive rise of e-learning, whereby teaching is undertaken remotely and on digital platforms. Parents don't want to send their children to school because they want to protect their children from getting this virus, which may lead to death. Throughout our research, we select the students from Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka from all departments. We collected a lot of data from them and analyzed each of their opinions about online learning. Therefore, we will discuss the research titled Pros and Cons of Online Learning. These are the objectives for our research. First, this research is to collect data from students about online learning. Second, this research is to analyze about pros and cons in online learning. Third, this research is to know about students' opinion in online learning. Fourth, this research is to estimate about students' reality during online class at home. Lastly, this research is to determine whether online learning have reduced the cost. Overall, this research is we want to know about students' opinion through online learning and we want to research about pros and cons of online learning. We create Google form, include few questions and their personal data that related to our research title, which is the pros and cons of online learning. After that, we share the Google form to Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka students and ask them to fill up the form. 50 students to take part in the Google form. The first question that we ask in the Google form is students' gender. From the pie chart, the peach color, which is 38%, are 19 male students. Meanwhile, the light pink color, which is 62%, are 31 female students. All of these students are from Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka.
The bar chart illustrates responders of semester. The majority responses from semester 3, which is 24 out of 50 students. The second highest responses from semester 1, which is 12 students. From semester 2, 6 students was responded. Both semester 4 and semester 5 response are equal, which is 4 students. The bar graph shows the result of responders' courses. The highest responses is from JP student, which is 28 student. We got 7 responses from JPH student. From JKM, 6 students was responded. 5 responses from JKA student. The lowest responses from JKE student, which is 4. The bar graph illustrates students prefer for online class or not. The responses for prefer online class is rise. 31 students respond yes for the online class. Beside, 19 students disagree for the online class. The graph shows the result agree or disagree for online learning can reduce costs. 16 out of 50 students strongly agree online learning can reduce costs. It is because the most responders are prefer for the online class. The numbers of the student responded for agree and moderately agree for online learning can reduce costs are consent, which is 15 students. 4 students disagree for online learning can reduce costs. We didn't get any responses for strongly disagree for online learning can reduce costs.
Despite that show, the result of survey in which students were asked about which kind of costs were reduced because of online learning. Students mentioned that four kinds of costs reduced because of online learning, which are traveling, food, rent, and stationery costs. From the pie chart, it is clear that the majority of students agree that traveling, food, and rent are the most costs were reduced due to online learning, which is 32%. It is because students did not need to travel to their college in order to attend their class. They only will be using smartphone, laptop, tablet, and desktop computer to attend their class. Students did not need to spend their money to buy food as it is provided by their parents. Why the student do not need to pay for the rent as their parents provided it. Next, chart show the result of survey in which students are strongly agree about their flexible schedule during online learning. At the axis wise, the number 3 which stands for neutral are the highest one, where 16 students choose for the online learning flexible schedule as they can manage their time and do their own business since they are at home. The pie chart shows that how does flexible schedule make online learning easier. From the pie chart, it is shown that maximum student, which is 37%, choose that student can manage their time. It is because during online classes, students can arrange their timetable based on their convenience. So, students can separate their class schedule and their time to relax. They also have chance to charge their phone if the battery low. Not only that, they also can clean their house and have chance to pick up their siblings from school and able to help their parents. The chart showed that the result of a survey in which students may create sense of isolation during online learning. At the axis Y, the number 3, which stands for neutral, is the highest one, which is 20 students choose that can create sense of isolation during online learning.
We asked the students if they ever feel isolated. They responded to our question. The highest percentage, which is 31%, holds the first place with the reason that students may sleep during class because they feel alone. They don't have friends by their side to discuss or talk with. The second reason is students are not able to socialize with classmates and lecturers. This took second place, which is 28%. Since they are not in face-to-face classes, they are not comfortable to talk via online. Next, the number of students are afraid to ask and answer the questions in online classes is 26%. They are afraid of giving the wrong answers. They don't feel confident to give their answers even though it's right. They will wait for other students to answer the question. Lastly, isolation causes discomfort during online classes. 50% of the students have encountered discomfort. Since they are studying online, they will feel lonely. Online learning makes it easier to postpone the action. We had the research among students whether they strongly disagree or strongly agree to this statement on the scale 1 to 5. 19 students choose the scale 3, which means they are neutral with the question. 6 students strongly disagree and 7 students strongly agree to the statement. What makes students postpone the action? There are several reasons for this question. The first reason is students are using their phones while having classes. These show the higher percentage, which is 34%. Why are they using their phones? What causes them to use the phone? Social media is the main cause. They use things such as Instagram and Facebook. The second reason is students often get distracted, which shows 30%. Students get distracted by their family, neighbors, and also by their action themselves. The next reason is that students are unclear about where to start. This shows 21%. When the lecturer assigned the students a project, they did not know where to start. They are unsure about their project. Lastly, they are afraid of failing at the task that needs to be completed. It shows 15% of the reason why students postpone their action. In conclusion, we did research about the pros and cons of online learning among Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka students. We collected data from students to study about what they are going through because of online learning. From the research, we know that online learning does have its own pros and cons. Therefore, as a student, we should be able to maximize the pros and minimize the cons of online learning. Thank you.